I'm never gonna have people remember who I am. I fucking stopped caring. I was like, you know what? You guys show up, you show up, you don't. I don't care. So what happened was the mentality of me going, all right, I'm not going content creation full time anymore. I'm gonna start building businesses and making bank.
So why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell the world who you are.
I'm Pink. That's what everybody knows me as, but my real name is Brooke, which everybody now knows per LinkedIn. So I have been in the gaming industry for, I think it's about 18, 19 years now. Started out, obviously, everybody has the same story. Started out young, playing on old school consoles. But initially, I got started as a Bungie tester with Halo 2.
Oh,
From
nice.
there, I went on and I tested a multitude of different games with Ubisoft, Battlefield, and games like Vigor. Hated that game, by the way. It was horrible. But so I still test video games and work with game development companies on the regular basis, but not as in depth as I used to be. From there, I've also competed in 120 tournaments, won 87, I think, per my website, 87 tournaments out of the 120. The rest of them
Nice.
were either second or third place. Um, just won Facebook Gaming Women in Gaming Apex Legends event last year. So that was pretty sick. I bet I'm a voiceover actress in the game called Iron Sight that tells POVs on where to go in different locations of the game on
Really?
yeah, on
Oh,
Steam. So that's me. I'm like the Cortana of the game. Oh God, what else have I done? I was a mixer partner. Uh, we're just there's a lot. There is a lot. Currently I run about 14 contracts, so I work with a bunch of different companies from obviously Hyperlux, which is a company I co-own, and then I help start a company and test called shareplay.tv. Absolutely amazing. Another tournament streaming, bunch of different things going on there that's going to be launching later on this year. I was on a billboard, published in magazines twice for Game Informer. Interviewed Boyd Muelter, the creator of Xbox Live, was on a panel with Patrick Scott Patterson from WWE.
oh
And I
wow.
was featured as Women in Gaming for WWE as well. I mean, the list goes on and on. I don't fully remember everything I've done.
She's been
That's
a
gonna be
very,
horrible.
very busy woman.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, I co-own 3 or 4 companies right now as well. And I'm a founding partner and co-founder of the Our Chat, which is an athletic collegiate group.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Their second co-founder, Abby, is the first co-founder of the company, which happens to be my COO as well in Hyperlux. So close knit. Yeah, there's a lot, and I'm supposed to be on a new music album coming up that I just found about today.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I'd just share that with you when we were live instead of the pre
The pre-interview.
talking.
The
The
get to know me, the green.
pre-talking.
Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
wow, that is exciting. But okay, so back up a little bit. I
Yeah.
mean, what inspired you to get into gaming?
My
I mean,
mom, she
your mom.
forced me pretty much. So she would play. So I was playing Halo back in the day, and she had a group of developers that she was playing with on Halo 2. Well, they were coming up and looking for a bunch of people to do some testing for the new DLCs that were dropping on Halo 2. They didn't have anybody in mind, and they said to my mom that if I could beat the developers, I would be invited to be one of the youngest Bungie creators that would test the game and make sure it was running properly. that entitled the color schemes of the map, the super jumps, and the rendering, and if there was any holes in the map that no one knew about. So my mom had me play against the developers and I won. Now, initially, I was
Wow.
just playing Halo for fun. Like, I would compete in some low level tournaments because I was too young to compete. I was only like 11 at the time. So I lied about my age to compete. Don't do that. Um, but
Kids at
yeah,
home,
so
listen.
yeah. Yeah, so I was competing and I was really good. From there, I ended up going to Austin, Texas. I tested with Fatality X, the number one Quake player in the world. He now has his own private jet and a Fatality headset line that I think you can buy online. Don't recommend them; they don't sound very good. But
Okay,
um,
good to
yeah, I
know.
mean it's an option. But yeah, so and then from there. I got noticed very quickly in Halo, and I started training the WCG Ultimate Gamers on Sci-Fi Channel in a Halo 3 event for Austin, Texas MLG. And I was 14
Wow.
when I did that. Yeah.
So this has been your life.
It's been my life. I dropped out of high school to do this. I know that's wild, right?
Yeah.
So I got signed with Battlefield 1943. I had 30 days to test, beat, and unlock every single aspect of that game. Um, that was not enough time for a 15-year-old, 15, 16, I don't know when I dropped out. And it just wasn't enough time. And I really wanted to beat the game. So my parents decided that it was time to just pull me out of school and I went full time on testing video games, traveling for tournaments, helping professional players test and know the time limits of how long does it take to get from one side of the map to the other side while juggling a flag. Like that's very key important information that you need to know while you're competing. And I had all of that no matter which direction you ran on the map. So
Wow.
which we never actually called them maps back then. They're called boards. So because when you're creating a video game, you're creating it based off a board. So we just said, you know, you got to run left side board. But anyway, yeah. So we did that. And then I got up for WCG Ultimate Gamer Season 2 that I was supposed to be on with a group of my friends, Thirsty321 and a couple other guys, Chris Gold. And I ended up getting pregnant. So I could not actually go to the show because what they do on WCG Ultimate Gamer Sci-Fi Channel, they hang you upside down in real life and you have to play video games in an IRL setting.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so not only would you compete virtually, you would also go to the gauntlet and you would compete in challenges, which would all be staged in our IRL. So you would either be actually driving a race car based on Forza, or you would be, you know, strapped in and hung upside down playing Forza as like a gauntlet challenge on who can actually beat the map with um like different additions put into your life that you would not expect and who can still come out on top. So that's how that is. And I couldn't actually end up going through with that one, but I did get to train them. So that was still really exciting. And I'm still very close friends with all of them. Um,
So do
so
they still
yeah.
do that? Do they still do that stuff?
No, Joel shut it down, unfortunately. I was hoping, so we were talking about doing a season 3, but there wasn't enough funding. So Joel ended up shutting it down. He was one of the hosts on the show. And then there was another girl who plays in the show, Jess. I don't know if anybody knows that. It's like, it's Jess or whatever. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, she's like one of the girls on there. She was another host on Sci-Fi Channel, and they ran out of funding and they didn't have enough viewers to even keep the show active. I think they launched it at the wrong time
Oh,
because
okay.
if they were to launch it now, it would be huge
Oh,
like the circle.
yeah. That's what I was wondering. Is it's like, how come I haven't heard of this?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's mainly because it was launched back in 2010, 2011.
Oh,
Like it was a while ago, like at gaming peak of LAN.
Yeah.
That's when everything WCG launched. And then from there, the guys from Sci-Fi Channel ended up running a tournament called War Games Operation Countdown. And one of my teammates, her father, was he did all the typing, whatever the hell that is. He writes the articles for Game Informer.
Oh, okay.
So her dad ended up tagging along, and we ended up getting second place, but I shit talked my way all the way to second place as I was like 16 years old, 16, 17, traveling in the United States by myself at 16, early 2000s. And it was just insane, which got me into Game Informer. It was like a 13-page Game Informer just about how much I was shit talking and how I was aggressive and I was egging on the other players, which of course it's how you win events because you have to
Yeah.
get in their head. And I was good at it. So we did end up taking second place on that one. And then right after that tournament ended, the next night I was recording for a show called Jack of All Games with WCG players, where it was 4 or 5 of us going against one of the professional gamers in a multitude of different games. Like, I'm talking about Tetris, Mario Kart, Halo 3. Like, we had to play different genres, and whoever had the biggest scores ended up winning. I did take third place on the show, but I got into Game Informer again for Jack of All Games, which was really interesting. But yeah, it's kind of blown up and just literally been my life since I was, beating Oblivion on original Xbox, which I never actually beat.
So what you're saying, your parents they were already in the gaming industry then, right?
My mom was, yeah,
Your
she
mom
was
was?
a co-founder of PMS Clan.
Oh, wow. So it's like in the blood.
Yeah. She doesn't play video games anymore. My biological father hated video games until I started making profit off it. Right.
Yeah,
So,
of course.
yeah. So he initially broke my console that had Oblivion on it. So I definitely would have been able to break that, that whole getting stuck inside of the dungeons inside of Oblivion. But instead, I was failing school. So he shattered my console, which shattered my hard drive because it had the click hard drives in the side.
Oh, no.
I will never let that man live that down. But yeah, so it mainly started with my mom, and she was really close friends with the Athena twins, and we ended up building out a competitive team called GG4, which was Gunner Gaming, and we worked indirectly with H2O. So I've competed alongside with Nomad, who plays video games with his mouth. Randy is one of my closest friends.
Yeah, I like watching him.
Yeah, so me and him, we go way, way back to when I was 12. So I've known him for a very long time, which is still crazy that I've never met him. But yeah, I mean, it's all my mom's fault. Blame her.
Hey, not blaming her or anything. We didn't touch on this. I know a lot of you know, but if a lot of you haven't been paying attention to social media, she got partnered. She's now partnered on Twitch. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I know you said earlier when I congratulated you in chat, and you said it's been a 2-year, a 2-year pull, which, and a lot of people from Mixer, hadn't waited. We talked about this a little bit earlier that, they just kind of like gave up and didn't try for it. So
when I first came over from Mixer to begin with, I was hard partner push. I was partner pushing for like 2-3 months, couldn't even get close. And then that's kind of when I realized, like, oh shit, Mixer died, I'm dying. Like, my content's going to dry out, I'm going to disappear. So what I did was I focused on Hyperlux, and I made Hyperlux my life. I helped build that company from literally scratch all the way to the top where it is right now. And which kind of it helped a lot, because then I didn't have to worry about like, oh, I have to get partner this month. I I have to stream 120 hours this month, or I'm never gonna have people remember who I am. I fucking stopped caring. I was like, you know what? You guys show up, you show up, you don't. I don't care. So what happened was the mentality of me going, all right, I'm not going content creation full time anymore. I'm gonna start building businesses and making bank building businesses. And then I'm gonna come back and take care of my content later. That's what I did. That's exactly what I did to a T. I took 2 years of just creating content for fun. If it was doing good, great. If it wasn't, I don't care. I'm still getting a paycheck every single week from my regular jobs. Jobs as in I hold many hats, so I don't just work for Hyperlux. Once it came to a point where I was like, all right, I need to start getting back to creating content. Like, I really miss it. I miss streaming on a regular basis where I'm just entertaining people. I was like losing sight of myself in a way. So that's when I kind of proposed, like, hey, Hyperlux, you want to use any of my content? Like, I'm loving this Call of Duty shit. Like, Call of Duty is where it's at right now, and people are missing out on it. That being said, our dev at the time, which we have now fired, jokes on you. We ended up, they didn't want to use my content. So I was like, that's completely fine. All right. I uploaded one video, not even edited that well. I was just having fun. And 100 million viewers later, within about a 2-week period, then I kind of realized, oh shit, I guess I'm going back to streaming. So I was like, well, I guess it's time to not only just work for all these companies, but now I need to actually start editing content again. Like, I have a whole video editing team that does all this for me within Hyperlux. But I don't have my personal video editing team, and that takes time.
Yep.
So that was like a big shocker, but I've kept up with it for the most part since November. That's when I went completely viral, ended up getting 240 to 260,000 followers within a period of a week. Massive amount of brand deals were coming in. I denied all of them because, their product's shit. So I'm not taking it. And yeah, so I mean, that's just pretty much how it went. And now I'm still creating content, and it took me since November. Yeah, since like November-ish to get partner.
Yeah. I seen the post where you posted that, where they said that your view count was inconsistent. You couldn't hit the 75. And it's amazing though how it just throws me for a loop, I guess, because we're so used to the small knit community that Mixer was, back on there, that it was easier to grab the views from people because Xbox was a big thing back then. So you turned on Xbox, there was Mixer. So it was easier to grab the views because it was right there. And now that, like you said earlier, it's just like everybody, when they crapped on us and we had to come over here, it was either here or Facebook, gaming. But I noticed a lot of people, they took the deals. You didn't take the deal with Facebook, did you?
I did. I still am contracted with Facebook. Yeah. I actually just re-signed with Facebook last week. I changed my contract though, because their streaming platform's horrible. So I told my manager, I was like, I'm not wasting my time here. Like, you can pay me. So I ended up canceling my streaming contract, and I went to a VOD-based contract.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so now I just have to upload 7-minute videos, and I have to do 6 of them a month. So,
well, it's not too bad. I mean, it is if if you're just starting out and stuff like that. But I mean, if you're used to doing it, it's not that bad.
I just take so how I edit my content, and this is how everyone should be editing their content if they have the software, editing it in a horizontal mode and then exporting it and then putting it back into vertical mode, but still saving your horizontal mode. So then you have 2 forms of content that you can post no matter where you want in both forms of content. Because some people don't like watching it in horizontal. And sometimes the algorithm doesn't like the short form. Sometimes it wants that 2-minute video of you just going on and on and on and just walking for no apparent reason. Like, it just wants that extra footage. And then that's how the horizontal is how I make my VODs and my long form content on YouTube, and then I break the longer videos down into short form, and then I upload the short form too.
Yeah.
So it's realistically, it's just one video I
Yeah.
chop up.
Yeah, that's exactly what I started doing with these because, I told you in the beginning when I first started this, I was so inundated with so many different interviews that I did or conversations that I did. I had way too much video to edit.
Right.
So this one here, when I started doing it this year, I took a time off, refocused and everything else and started doing that. And it's helped me out a lot, both mentally and view wise.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I highly recommend that, so
Yeah, I always tell people, like, if you're streaming more than 4 hours a day, you're not streaming right. Like, 4 to 5 hours, that should be your max, because it's at least if you don't know how to quickly edit content relatively quickly, you're spending 6 to 8 hours on editing.
yeah.
You don't wanna do that. You wanna do 4 hours of high energy, when you hit live, like, at least this is what I do, and a lot of my content creation friends that have blown up, what they do is we already know what we're gonna create content on before we even hit live. Like, if I know something that's trending, I'm going to try and plug it as much as I can in my content so I can try and get that one clip that is going to blow up in the afternoon. Like, that's all we do. And then it takes a long time to edit because if you're smart about it, no one wants to record in MP4.
Yeah.
Like, MP4 sounds good, but MKV is like chef's kiss. Like, that's how you want to record. You want to record as if you're not live at all. And then you go into your OBS and you just remix it into MP4, and then it's
Yeah.
going to have the same quality. You're just going to be able to edit it into your Adobe, and it's going to look so much cleaner. So I always tell people to just do that. I mean, yeah, it's extra work and it takes an extra 10 minutes to remix it, but your quality is going to stand out from everybody else on TikTok or everybody else on YouTube Shorts. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
that works.
Yeah, editing I think it was my biggest well, I think it's everybody's biggest fear.
Right.
You
It's
know?
hard. And like a lot of people just end up getting DaVinci or Sony Vegas, which works great. I used to use the shit and pirate, that
Yep.
software like crazy. And now I use Adobe, and that's a whole different beast. Adobe is hard. There's a lot to it.
Yeah, because I actually I use DaVinci.
Yeah.
I and for those that I mean, for a free program, it's really good. I don't recommend buying the pro version unless you're a total, like, 100% committed video editor,
Yeah.
because it's not you don't get anything extra with the pro. I thought you did, but, oh well,
Yeah.
living
Pretty much. I mean, that's how I felt about, like, Sony Vegas. I was like, I mean, I can just get it online. I don't need to, like, buy the pro version of Sony Vegas. Like, it does the exact same shit. Like, I don't need all the bells and whistles. I just need to throw my face on top of my video, put it in a, I don't know, 1080 by, 1920 to make it vertical format and just call it a day. And then
Yeah.
bleep out my audio because TikTok hates the word fuck for some reason. I don't know. And
Do they really?
all my videos get taken down. Like, every time I say a cuss word, that's why all my videos have like bleep, bleep, or like blank words. Like, it's just
Good to know.
everything. I even flip off the camera. I got to blur out my finger because they're like, that's aggressive.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's mind boggling.
I didn't
So
realize it was that bad.
for me, it is. They don't like me. I don't I don't know why. But yeah, they shut down all my content pretty much. I have to be very careful about what I post on social media, especially to TikTok. Now, when I make the content for other social media, I don't bleep out anything I say. And on Facebook, that actually hurts my algorithm because Facebook is 13 plus. So
Uh,
per their TOS, they do not push out extreme vulgar content unless it like tracks on someone who's already viral. So and then
really?
they share it. Yeah, so like if I was going super viral and someone was doing something and I shared it, then that video would keep going viral just because I shared it. But if I'm not viral and I share content that is not like good verbiage, it won't go viral because it's not 13 plus friendly. It's very confusing. It's the exact same on how they changed their algorithm recently. So you guys can actually blow up your channels now by just commenting on people's pages with your
Yeah.
game page.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
happening on YouTube now too a lot. There's a lot of reactor content creators out there.
Yeah. It's absolutely insane. So I was like, well, alrighty then.
Um, so yeah, so you're a business owner, several business owners, but tell us a little bit because I've always been kind of curious exactly what all. I mean, we talked a little bit, but I don't know if anybody else knows what it does. Hyperlux actually do for what you can talk about.
Yeah. So Hyperlux runs competitive esports tournaments for upcoming talent. So we just currently ran 2 splits of the oversight tournaments. We did all the production, all the back end work, all the paperwork. Um, and they ended up pulling in all the pro players, which was like Imperial Hal, Nick Merck, Sweet Dreams, his Watson, a bunch of the big Apex players, everybody who is top tier to ALGS. They all competed in these. So how we looked at it throughout those 2 splits was it was like the off season to ALGS. So we were only running tournaments during ALGS off season to kind of give the players like a home where they could keep competing and not have any downtime. Because yeah, you do a lot of scrims, but you don't make money for doing scrims. So how can we like pivot where not only can they do scrims, but they can also compete for money and just constantly keep that payroll going. So we ended up doing 2 $100,000, so $200,000 that we dished out for oversight, which was a great turnout. It seemed like the players loved it. We started implementing a lot of different production additives into the stream, pop-up banners. We also own licensing for all the events. So that is super helpful on creating like skins and everything else that we want advertised up on the screen with 3D animation. So, and that's all internal development between our we have 21, 24, something like that employees right now. And we do everything. We do outsource majority of our production through a company that we work with. They don't like to be talked about, but because they want their reach to be organic. They don't want just someone saying, you know, who they are, and then they blow up, you know. So
Yeah.
But yeah, those tournaments went off without a hitch, and now we're going to be doing a bunch of other stuff as well, and I'm super excited about that too. Just can't talk about it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super secret. You just have to wait. You just have to wait.
You see it on the news.
No, that's pretty exciting stuff. I mean, I love it that I love the fact that you know gaming's in your blood. I mean, this is in your blood. You can tell that now by you explaining that now. You can tell it's in your blood, and
oh yeah,
you were built for this, I guess, as I put it.
Yeah, that's an understatement. I take men yelling at me extremely well.
I know
on a daily basis.
I know. I mean, like I said, I've watched her on and off. She was one of like the first few. I'm going to say probably the top 10 streamers that I first watched when I first got onto Mixer, and was one of my, I guess you could call, inspiration to start streaming because of the fact that how they all interacted with their community and how they just went after it. But yeah, just watching her recently, I've really started getting back into watching Twitch streamers, and I found her back on, and I started watching her, and it's just like, damn, she doesn't take any crap from those guys.
Nope. Nope, nothing. Not a single one. And I mean, I think it's fun because I play better, which I don't know if that's because when I was competing at such a young age, it is no different than now. It is no
Really?
different. The only thing now is that when you're playing with CDL, you can't cuss out the other team because that might hurt their feelings. Like
Oh,
back then, it was fair game. It was fair game back then. It did not matter. Women were yelling at other women. It did not matter. It was the most toxic environment, and I loved it. Because I don't know how many times, there would be either a group of women online that would be absolutely just talking shit about me. And I would go to a tournament and I would just shit on all of them and then just blow them a little middle finger kiss. And I'd walk away as a teenager and be like, thanks for the easy money. See you next year. And like they hated it. But it was like, I got in your head. I made you hate me. Like, and it was so easy because I didn't have to do anything to even accomplish that point. I just had to be me and you hated me. And then I win because you didn't like me. You overthought every play. You overthought every shot. And it's like, you can't do that when I'm on the other side, of an event and we're sitting across from each other and I'm laughing at you because you can't hit me. Like, and it gets in their head. And
So,
I
yeah.
love it.
So do you miss, do you miss going to the lands and stuff like that?
Yeah, we actually have some stuff that I can't talk about that we're doing that I'm super excited about. But I was invited to CDL. I'm not going because it is so expensive to go and they are not paying for it. But yeah, so I was like, oh, I'd love to go to CDL, but can't. And then I got invited to go to Loot Fest. I'm probably not going to go to Loot Fest, but I love going to like PAX events. I look at that as like a massive networking money pool.
Oh, yeah.
And so, like, a lot of people go to PAX events or video game conventions at all, and they just go there because they want to go to that VIP after party. They wanna do all that fun shit. Not me. I'm pulling business cards, doing 30-minute back-to-back meetings. I am busy. Like, I am meeting and hustling with these companies. I'm dropping credentials. I'm going back to booths every single day for 4 days. So then when I reach out to them and they see my signature on my email and they see my face, they know that that's me. So they'll reply. And then boom, I'm the one that secures the deal. And they're the ones that are going, I'm so hungover. And I don't feel
Yeah.
like I did anything at PAX. And it's like, you wasted so much time and so much money because you did it wrong.
And see, that's what I was wanting to, because that's all you ever hear when you look at it. When it's over, everybody just posts all their
All their
party,
pictures. That's
and
it.
it's just like, because I always thought that too. It's just like, I thought this was supposed to be like a, like you said, a chance to make connections, a chance to make, you know, a name for yourself.
It is. Yeah. It's a massive way to like look at a company or a partnering manager in their face instead of just it being on Discord where they can just hang up and never talk to you again.
Yeah.
Like if you go there and you actually understand their product and you care about their product and you want to just talk to them too and then say, "Hey, this is what I can value to your company. This is what I value as." And tell them what you're going to do for them because you don't technically matter to them unless you
Yeah.
do something for them. And that's never changed in the gaming industry. It's just gotten more worse. So now, these people are wanting influencer decks and pitch decks and ROI breakdowns and white glove and everything else decks. They want decks. And no one in the gaming industry knows how to make a deck because they don't know where to start. And you can create that shit right on Canva, but they don't know what is important. Do I put my follower count? Your follower count doesn't matter. You put your engagement and your analytics and your whole report out. Fuck the follower count. No one cares about that. They want to see how much you can retain because retaining is money. If you have like a community that's engaging and retaining your content, they're going to see, like I have this on my desk at all times. We have made this part of my community. If anybody sees this from my community, they know that every single morning, all of us take our gummies. And this is just an energy.
Oh, wow.
This is advanced GG joint supplement for gamers. So I have incorporated this product solely into a routine habit. That's all it is. People don't do that.
No,
No.
that's a good idea. It's, I hadn't even thought about that, because I hear you talking about it, if you're taking your vitamins, but I guess I really didn't. I never catch your streams like right at the beginning. It's always like, halfway through or towards
Yeah.
the end. But no, that's pretty cool. I like that idea. There you go. So you guys learned something new if y'all didn't know that. Um, but yeah, it's a good way of engagement, keeping your community engaged.
And it also helps just taking your medication. Some
Yeah.
people don't take their medication, but they sure and hell are quick to get up and watch me at 8 o'clock in the morning. But we can't take our damn medication. So what I do is I just remind everybody, take your medication. And the sad thing is like I should probably do some of that myself. you know, but I'm really good at pushing this product while I'm live.
Hey.
you know,
Yeah,
just depends.
there's another thing I was gonna ask you too, I forgot to ask you before. Did you make your quota for your glasses?
I think I sold one for 275. I only have to do 2 a month. I would have to check, but I think I only have 1 right now. I know Abby said she needed new glasses, but yeah, I'm working on pushing that too. I feel like glasses, so I've made a lot more money pushing advanced GG. I actually don't make a lot of money. I just want to let you guys know that off that because I only make like 10%, which is nothing. But like these are useful. Like they're so useful. So I only push products that actually make sense. So like I need glasses to see. And gunners were way too expensive, so I shot their offer down. But and I hate powdered drink companies. So with me even working with Advanced GG as a powdered drink company is pretty impressive that they actually taste good enough for me to work with them because I've turned companies down left and right.
Wow.
But I do have quotas on what I'm supposed to reach every month. But when I go into a meeting with a company, I'm not some, oh my God, thank you so much for reaching out to me. It's such a great opportunity. No, I have millions of these deals and I don't have time. I cannot force anybody to buy your product. All I can do is plug it when it is necessary to plug it. And I don't advertise for free because I know my value. And it's like, if you're not going to pay me on a monthly commission basis, I'm not going balls deep to advertise your product for no money. So I only work with companies I support. Is pretty much what I'm getting at. Because like glasses, they're hard to sell. One, because they're extremely expensive. But these ones, they're very comfortable and they're so much lighter than my other glasses. So
Tell us a little, I mean, what did you say? I mean, you became partner. I mean, that was a big rush. I mean, what are your goals that you have set for now that you have become a partner? I mean, you told me a little bit what you're going to do with your personal, but what are you going to do with your streaming wise now that you're a partner? Has it changed any?
Nope, I'm not really changing anything. I'm going to keep doing the Call of Duty content. Now, the only thing we might end up changing is going to be we're going to do more horror streams. I think that's going to be fun. And now, since we don't have to worry about numbers, right? Because that's a huge factor of getting Twitch partner. Now I don't have to like worry about, hey, are we hitting 75 every stream? Because that's stressful. Now we get to go back and I can test some games live. Like I have so many companies that want me to test games that are interactive with chats that are not even live yet, where I could get my chat into a 3D animation room and they can create their own like little avatars and then just hang out with each other while I'm live on like a just chatting screen.
Oh,
you
nice.
know? And normally that would be a paid software, but since they want me to test it, I would be able to bring everybody in and just kind of sit there for an hour and have my community help me test games. And that's what we used to do, and it was a lot of fun. But I feel like now it would be a lot more fun, right? Because people would get to experience like, okay, if something flickered on the right side of the screen and it's not supposed to be there, we should probably document that. And this is why we document that. Because there's a lot of people that want to go to college to do like testing or development or esports at Full Sail. But they've never experienced the 16-page breakdown report that you have to send back. they've never experienced that. And I think bringing some of my personal work life that I'm allowed to per like not breaking any NDAs is going to be super useful to the community. But other than that, nothing is changing. I'm still going to be talking shit on the regular basis, but I am working on getting partner on every single platform right now.
Nice.
That's like the big goal for the year.
So you got Twitch out of the way, you got Facebook out of the way. So YouTube is your next one?
YouTube's my next one. And then I'm already monetized on Instagram.
Cool.
And so I just have to get that little pretty check mark without having to pay for it on Twitter,
Oh,
which is
yeah.
just like it's been too long. I can't use my old news articles. But you have to have like 2 or 3, and then by the time you get 2 or 3, they close down the registration process and you gotta wait again.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's a never-ending battle. But hopefully YouTube's gonna be next. I'm almost there. I think it's only gonna take me 1 or 2 streams and I'll be partner
Oh,
there.
nice.
Yeah, I already hit the follower goal. Because that was my biggest thing. The followers are the hardest to get, even though they're like no one cares about followers. Like when you go to a company, they don't care about that number. But when you're trying to get it partnered on a platform, that number matters, unfortunately. And so that was really hard for YouTube because in November, I only had 127 subscribers in November of last year.
Oh, wow.
I started posting every single day on YouTube for like 2 months. I hit 1,500 followers last month, at the beginning of the month, last month. And I pretty much stayed there. Haven't really gone up at all, but you know, we got to switch up that content a little bit. Keep it active because that algorithm is rough.
Yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah. Yeah, I still haven't figured it out. I think anybody that does figure it out to a T is like, I don't know. I just don't know.
Elon Musk. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, you'd have to be you have to be the one that creates it in order to understand it.
Yeah, pretty much. Are you gonna be a web developer?
But so tell us a little bit. I mean, like I said, without deep diving too much in, but you, like I said, you were born, or you were, the gaming is in your blood. So
Mhm.
this has been something you've been doing, but you ran into some issues like a few years ago, didn't you? That kind of like pushed things back.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a shit show. I ended up I think it was probably about 8 years now, I got diagnosed with skin cancer. So, I wasn't streaming at the time, but I was still competitively traveling on a very regular basis. So I had 7 surgeries on my head, beat skin cancer, I had melanoma. And then from there in 2018, yeah, 2018, I got diagnosed with breast cancer. And then I ended up losing my medical. So unfortunately, I lost my job all at the same time, went full-time content creation on Mixer, finally got medical. And then I went through the process of getting a double mastectomy with expanders and implants. And that was probably one of the most painful experiences I've ever experienced ever. And I gave birth. Birth was simple
Mm.
compared to a double mastectomy.
Oh, wow.
And I passed out while giving birth multiple times. So that kind of shows how painful it really was. And it was like a year recovery with 2 surgeries for the breast cancer one. There's even a video of me playing Apex a week after I just got out of surgery on Mixer, and I don't remember streaming at
Oh,
all.
wow.
Yeah, like I was in so much pain. I don't even remember. And the video's right on YouTube, I think. But yeah, and it's on Spectrum News. So if you like Google Pink XBL Spectrum News, it's like a whole video that pops up. But yeah, that was severely painful. But I had metastatic breast cancer, so it ended up spreading to my cervix and my uterus. So I still have cancer, but we are going to be going in for a full hysterectomy and cervix removal, hopefully by the end of this year. Hopefully. So then maybe the pain will be gone and I won't look bloated all the time. That would be sick.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I hope I hope you get that done as soon as you possibly can, because yeah, that doesn't even sound
Some days
like
are good, some days are bad. It really
that doesn't
depends.
I know that does it affect your like your streaming now, or
Yeah.
does the streaming like help alleviate it a little bit or no?
Nope. Nope, I'm dying on stream. It hurts so bad. The thing is like sometimes I have to like lean forward and add pressure on my stomach, and then I just start like breathing, and then I say to the chat, I'm like, I think I'm gonna puke. I think I'm gonna puke. No, I'm fine. No, maybe I'm gonna puke. And then I'll turn like pale. And then I also have I'm diabetic as well, which is wild. I have hypoglycemia, so I really enjoy passing out on stream when
Oh
my
wow.
blood sugar gets too low. So not only am I having to like move my hand cam to stab myself because some people might not like
Uh-huh.
blood.
Yeah.
Um, I also have to like I'll shake like a crackhead, and I have to like show my stream, and my hand is like just moving so fast. And I was like, I feel like I'm gonna die. And then I have to like get up, eat, come back, and then my stomach is killing me. But you can like pretty much tell because I'm a talker. I don't
Mhm.
shut up when I'm streaming. But when I'm in severe pain or if I'm not feeling good, I am not a talker. I am in pain. And like I try to power through those days and I try to stay energetic, but it hurts so bad to like sit down. And I think like the easiest way I can explain it is like when you're sitting down, you feel like you're sitting on like a balloon, but that balloon is inside you. And every time you sit, you're
Oh,
pushing it up into
oh
your belly
geez.
button and it hurts. Like that is the easiest way I can ever explain it on
Oh,
what it feels like to be that swollen. So every time I have to like get up to go get another cup of coffee or whatever, when I sit back down, I'm like slowly trying to sit down because I'm like, I'm gonna puke. Like it hurts so bad.
oh
Um,
god.
yeah, but I
That
mean,
makes
I
that
try to
makes me
power
that
through it.
makes me, squinge a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I
Oh
still try to, like,
lord.
power through it, and I smile and laugh and, still try to put on a good show. Sometimes we do have to end early. Sometimes 'cause it hits, like, 11:15, 11:30, I'm starting to, like, sweat. I'm, like, breathing heavy, I need to lay down before, like, my next 6 meetings in the afternoon, and where I have to definitely fake that I'm happy to meet these companies when I just wanna, like, lay in bed. But yeah, it's gotten to a point now where like I have to wear makeup every day on stream. I'm like, I am pale. I am pale. And like under my eyes are like purple. But yeah, I mean,
Is that
so
just from with everything going on?
yeah, I have like a severely bad vitamin disorder where I don't retain any vitamins at all. So that's why Advanced GG ended up sending me shipment of supplements because I literally need to take my vitamins. And it's like it's pretty hard, like, trying to remember to take all the medication and the injections when you got 15 different things going on, and you're trying to keep up with everything, but at the same time, you're so tired and drained, and you just wanna go to sleep, but you can't because you have a development meeting, and you have to look at this website and that website and reply to all, 27 emails. Then you gotta jump on a call with EA, and then after EA is directly Respawn, and it's like it's never, never ending. And
So do you
it
take a
can
vacation?
once a year for a week, and I
Do you
still work,
do you still work?
and I still work because I can't not work. Like, I try, but then it seems like everything that I was working on is crumbling. Like, no
Yeah.
one's doing reports right. No one's doing anything. Like, what happened to this event? Why isn't it running? Why is this laggy? Like, it's just I'm just like, "What are you doing?" Um, like, I just wanna go on vacation. But yeah, I go on vacation every single year. I don't know if we'll be doing that this year, but we shall see. Hopefully, I'm sure we will. But it's been a battle. My family's been really supportive though, for the most
That's
part.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause
Um,
family support is the key to everything. It doesn't matter what you do.
yeah. They're a handful though. I got so many sisters and brothers.
It can get overwhelming though too, can't it?
Yeah. Yeah, there's a whole TDM squad in my family. I could fill an entire custom match. Like we got so many. And I think the funniest thing is that none of them play video games.
Really?
except for like my brother. He just recently started, but I think he did it for clout. So, but yeah, so I have for sisters, I have Jess. She's a bitch. Tabby, Tabby, Danielle, Casey, and then you have me, April, Grace, Caitlin. Those are the girls.
Don't.
Okay, and then the boys. and, then, and then the boys. And then
And
we
the
got
boys.
Derek, my brother. And we got oh my gosh, what are their names? Josh, Glenn. And then we got David and Jonathan.
Oh wow.
I don't even know how many that is. I don't know. But it's too many. And none of them really play video games except for my brother, which my brother was always kind of like a gamer, but he was like, oh, I'm going to play GTA. And I was like, okay, you're into RP. Okay, that's cool because, you know, you talk a lot of shit no matter where you are. So GTA makes sense.
Yeah.
But now he's posting Call of Duty videos and he like makes sure he shares them to me so I can like repost it. And that we do like these little comedy, like, oh, he'll post a video of him quick scoping, and I'll just be like, oh, that's cute, big bro. Do you need help learning how to actually quick scope? And then I'll like quick scope and I'll post it back. And we just do like a funny banter and back and forth on the internet. And then the rest of my family is like, video games are so stupid. They make no sense. Why would you do video games? Why don't you just, you know, do what I'm doing? I'm a nurse. I'm a, you know, whatever. I build houses for a living. I'm a chef. And I'm like, I'm good on the sticks. Like, why did I can cook. I know how to build a house. I've ran a construction plant and I've run a construction company. So I've built houses from the ground up before. And it's just like I've cleaned multi-million-dollar mansions, so I know how to clean as well. Like I'm a jack of all trades here. I can do pretty much anything. Do I want to? Absolutely not. I want to play video games and I want to help build upcoming companies on things that they don't understand about reaching the Gen Z audience or what looks appealing for the 2023 eyes, because they are not the same as like 2019 eyes. Nope. They are different.
Thank you.
Companies need to realize that.
Finally, somebody that I've been trying to tell people this all the time, you know, like I told you before, is it's like everybody I say, it's like you got to change your content to appease the new viewers. There's too many new viewers out there.
It's Gen Z. You're not really pleasing much of, you know, the 30, 40-year-old crowd. Now, majority of my community is 30 and 40. I love that. Would not want anything other than that. But my viewer base on social media is definitely not that.
Yep.
It is Gen Z. And they are thirsty for content and they want it fast and constant. And they look at you as a production tool, not a human. Since they see you on the internet, they don't really put two and two together that, you know, you're just a person. But, you know, that's where my comedy and my assholeness comes into play. And we just sprinkle a little bit of that on every single video. And it seems like it weeds majority of the bad ones out. Which is really nice because when they come to the stream as well, you get the same energy, the same content, and the same people. Like I have a couple of videos of this guy named Ray, who I think is in chat. He ended up killing him on accident, like 5 games in a row. Ended up making a video of it. And then he ended up killing me multiple times. And then he started hunting me down in COD lobbies. Instead of me hunting him down, he like changed the game on me. And we ended up turning it into, he didn't even actually know what was happening. I ended up turning it into like an entire thing on social media. And then everybody was loving Ray. And it's great because now I love playing with Ray just for fun. Like it's insane how much you can just grow and learn and meet amazing people on fucking Call of Duty, the most toxic game minus Valorant that you can play.
See, for the people that know me, when I sit there and say I love the game for the fact that just because of the way it plays and the people that are in it, there you go. That's why.
Yeah, they're not all bad, just most of them. You just gotta find the ones that aren't. It's just like another guy named John. I was hunting him down for days. Like he plays the exact same schedule that I play in the morning, and he's not a content creator at all. But he was so funny to run up against because he got so scared when I scared him with my girl voice. And from there on out, like I think his video ended up getting almost 1 million views across all social media, maybe a couple million.
Wow.
And now he said that people are running into him in lobbies and they're noticing his name.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that's wild. All because I scared him. Like it's crazy. So it's fun. I just enjoy doing stuff like that. And I'm also starting to find a decent amount of females on Call of Duty as well, which is super nice.
Yeah.
Some bad bitches, like, no, absolutely not. Stank. But but then there's other ones that are like, oh my God, it's so great to meet you. And I'm like, oh my God, we're going to sing periods now. Like, I'm so excited. and, and it's great. And, they always come back. And then I started building like this massive women community. And I love that because I'm always down, about just having a good time. And I feel like there's not enough like women in the community that can actually relate to each other.
Yeah.
Like it's hard. There's a lot of thirsty bitches out there. And like a lot of them don't relate to each other because it's you for yourself.
Yeah. Yeah,
so,
I noticed that.
Pretty. Yeah.
I mean, so do you find a lot when you're playing that? Do people like because your gamer tag is pink, right? Pink XBO.
It's just pink. Just pink. P11NK. Yeah.
Okay. Do they just when they come up on you, do they recognize you as a streamer? Have you
Yeah,
has that been a thing?
It's horrible. Yeah.
Are you famous?
I am, unfortunately. It's gotten so bad to the point that I got chased around by 5 people with 5 rocket launchers all at the same time. And they blew my ass up. And they laughed about it.
Oh, so they search for you.
They search for me and they search hard.
Hilarious.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I think Jeff and I were playing, I think it was Jeff. We were playing a game the other day and it was like 6 guys. And I was like, oh my gosh, I feel like we need to upload this shit on Pornhub. I was like, Pink just got gangbanged by 6 men on Call of Duty. And I feel like I'm going to die. And of course, I ended up killing like 3 or 4 of them before I got sent to the gulag. But they were all gunning for me.
Holy crap.
But majority of the time, it's just, fuck you, Pink. Pink, shut up. Pink. Oh my God, it's Pink. Shut up, Pink. Like just the normal stuff. Or, hey, I watched your video this morning. But rest of the time, they're just literally trying to kill me. Or they're trying to make friends. Like today, they made friends with me. And then he had TTV in his name and he came in my chat and he's going to make a video of him killing me. He assassinated me after he made friends with me.
Oh.
And I was going to assassinate him, but he beat me to it. So he's an asshole. But he's probably going to be posting that video at some point. And he came in chat and, was really nice and subbed and, just hung out for a bit. And then he went back to playing video games. And I'm sure hopefully I'll find him tomorrow and do the exact same thing to him. But yeah, I mean, it's great. A lot of people don't like me in Call of Duty, but it's because I post a lot of people talking shit to me in Call of Duty now because 1, it's getting traction. So I'm going to keep doing it because 1, it's easy content. I can get it every single day. All I have to do is breathe and boot up. That's it. And and so it's like it's super easy. And the Scary Girl content's not easy to get anymore. Everybody's heard it. It's hit over 200 million people in the past 2 months. They've all heard it in the COD community. I even talk in that and they go, shut up, Pink. And I'm like, bro. Yeah, like they all heard it. So now I do this new thing where I'm talking like a girl named Megan. So at first the voice was Sophia. Sophia was a scary girl down the long hallway that was, thirsty for blood. Now, Megan is based on the new AI movie.
Oh, wow.
So
Okay.
now I'm a doll to all these people in the game and I'm their best friend. So the way that I do that, so like
This is Sophia. I'm Sophia. And I have the higher pitched voice, but then there's Megan, and Megan has a lower pitched voice, and she doesn't fuck around. And
so I have two different things going on with that. But then as well, now we're starting to break into the whole Joker and Harley Quinn. So now I'm trying to get my Boston accent out, but it's not just Boston, it's Brooklyn because we got to add the put into everything. So we have to up the pitch and then just sound like we're chewing on gum all the time.
Okay.
All the time, just chewing. And it's horrible. And I'm trying to get it down, but it's so goddamn hard. And it's a mess. So I'm trying to incorporate like my acting of what I have done into just doing the voice acting with some of the other creators that I collab with. And it's hard because like P2G, who I collab with on a weekly basis, he's absolutely phenomenal. I've been helping out him a lot on the back end, trying to understand like the business side because he blew up way too fast and he doesn't know where to go, right? He's in that limbo of confusion.
Yeah.
So I've been helping him kind of like direct in the right place so he doesn't either lose severely high price brand deals or he doesn't know how to pitch himself. So I've been helping him with that, but he is so good at doing like random voices. So we just kind of feed off each other with the content and it's been wild. It's been a wild ride these past couple of months. I was never very good at acting. The show Jack of All Games that I was on, I was horrible at acting. Those TVs that showed that they had something on them did not have anything on them. And you have to sit there and act like you won a game, but the TV's blank.
Oh, no.
It is so hard to try to pretend that you're doing good when there's nothing there.
Oh, wow.
It's really hard. It's all it's all like pre-made. Like we played games, but the games that we played weren't even recorded.
Oh, geez.
It was just blank TVs. And then they put like pictures on it.
Yeah, that would be, I couldn't do that.
All the interviews pre-script.
Really?
Yeah, everything that I said was not what I wanted to say. It was all pre-script. It's so weird. It's the same with like I've done Chasing the Crown on Twitch. I was interviewed for that and I made it, and then some girl with bigger fake titties and me ended up making it further. Probably just had nipples and I didn't. And so she had the one up, but she ended up getting on and I was like, that's so wild that I didn't get on the show. But they told me the reason why I didn't get on the show was because I couldn't lie good enough.
Oh, yeah.
That's fucking wild. That's wild because I am nice to people on a regular basis that I would love to punch. And so I'm pretty good at lying. But no, I couldn't fake, being excited over a flip cup game that they wanted me to play. Like, I don't even drink. So I'm not good at that.
So that's no different than actual, those little sitcoms, like that you see on TV that everybody, like the Jerry Springer. I mean, I'm going to have to tell you, I'm going to bust everybody's bubble. Those shows are pre-scripted.
They're all pre-scripted.
But just for the fact, because I was on a long time ago, and it bursted my bubble about them because they were pre-scripted. It took, like when they do like the intro, sit there and when you're supposed to get all mad and angry and everything else of what you do.
Yeah.
It took 15 takes for them to find one on me because I'm too much of an authentic person that it was hard for me to get angry at something I had no idea what I was getting angry at.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's wild. Like, I was supposed to be on The Circle. One of my friends, she does casting interviews for a multitude of TV shows. And she asked if I wanted to be on The Circle, and she emailed me the script. And I was like, I'm not doing any script. We're either doing reality TV where you're going to reality that I'm in the show because shit's going to have to get bleeped out a lot because I'm not going over a script anymore. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
doing a script. I'm not acting like this. Like, it's insane. They on Jack of All Games, they made me look like a pretty toxic human being. Don't blame them because I win a lot of tournaments, but it was interesting how they scripted that show to make it look like I was the best player there because I was a tester and doing all of this. And then they purposely, they knew before the tournament even went off for the show, I wasn't winning. I was never going to win. So it was all scripted to a point to make me look bad.
Wow.
It's the same with all the other contestants. Everybody had their place and what they were supposed to say. It was just insane. It's all fake. Wild.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I was really disappointed when I first done that. It's like, but I didn't realize. Yeah, that's crazy. How I guess like I said, it's just everywhere. I guess.
Yeah, it's literally all scripted. It's wild.
Just FYI, people, this is not scripted.
This is not scripted.
I don't do scripts anymore.
I even asked him.
No, this is not scripted. I want the authentication. So.
Yeah, and he's telling the truth, chat, because I literally was like, "Are you going to send me a script? Do I have a script or anything?" Because majority of the podcast shows I have been on are scripted,
No,
like all of them.
Yeah, I don't. Like I said, I tried it in the beginning. It just went totally bad, and I've had better luck. Like I said, I've been doing this for 3 years, and the 2.5 years that I've done it that without a script, it's a free flow. So
yeah.
But it's one thing, with podcasts or anything else, you got to have a connection or something in common. So that's what I look for.
Yep, that is very true. Because it's hard to talk to somebody when they talk about something that you have no clue about.
Oh yeah,
yeah, like it's hard.
I've done that a couple of times. I just sit there and did the whole penguin thing, smile and wave. Like, mm-hmm.
Yeah, my chat probably does. I say this funny thing where I go, "Whoa!" If I read something in chat and I don't understand anything they say, I go, "Wow, that's wild," and then I move on to the next one because I had no clue what that meant. Mm-hmm. So I just go, "That's wild," which pretty much means I didn't read a damn thing you just wrote in chat. that's all that is.
It's a nice way of nobody knows that, so but
they don't because it can go both ways.
Yeah, you never know what's real. No.
Never know.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, it's I believe in realism. I'm a realist, and that's all I want is realism. So, like I said, you've been doing this a while. What is the most wildest thing that you have come across in your content career?
Within what?
In the gaming, doing the streaming side of it. I mean, content. Is there like something that just stands out to you between Mixer and now that it still resonates with you today, like a memory?
I was featured one of my big, like I have a couple of big Mixer moments. One of them would be that I was in the tournament for the running for Mixer matchups on the race to E3. So we were playing Halo. Nice. And so I knew I was going to have that in the bag. I got interviewed. They did a whole casting segment on me on Mixer, which was pretty huge because the development team of 343 was watching. So that's pretty impressive as I have about $45,000 of memorabilia in a storage unit.
Wow.
So I was like, that's crazy. Please pay attention to me so I can test another one of your games as an adult. And it was just insane. I was beating out Spartacus. There was over 2,000 or 3,000 players. I ended up making top 100. But it was a week-long event, 24 hours every single day, no sleep, all grind. They never put no restrictions on that tournament. So people were taking shifts with their controllers. So one person would play for 12 hours, another person would play for 12 hours, and they would just rotate and sleep for 7 days. I did not do that. I sat there and I grinded that damn game for an entire week to be in the top 100.
Holy crap.
I was exhausted. I died the next week for sure. I was sleeping. I was so tired, and I have not played Halo since.
That was it for you. That
That was
burnt you
it.
out of it.
Yeah, I got my 20 years of Halo in that 1 week. Yeah, so there was that. That was really exciting. Second biggest thing that ever happened on Mixer that is, like, the most memorable that I can think of. I streamed live for 4 million people in person. At PAX South. So I was up on a stage in a booth and I had my own little content creator section and it was advertised and featured by Mixer and Microsoft. And I was on a billboard in downtown San Antonio advertising Game Pass and pushing people to go to the LAN event to watch me play video games. And then once you got there, I was signing everything, people signing. People were getting tattoos of my autograph on them, just
really?
signing constantly, pictures, more signatures. And then I got to stream live. And it was absolutely phenomenal because I got to play Apex at the time, which I was super competitive in. Won a couple of $25,000 tournaments. Nothing too crazy. I think I only competed in like 5 Apex events total. I got second and third place in a couple of them, and then 2 big $25,000 tournaments. So not too shabby. But I mean, not many people get to say, I literally stood there, waved to a crowd of people, sat down while lights are flashing in front of my face while I'm trying to live stream to thousands of people online, not including thousands of people in person. So it was very loud, very overwhelming for someone that never leaves their house. But it's like an experience you never forget. Like I'll never forget sitting there, not being able to see a goddamn thing because the cameras won't stop going off. Or, you know, my chat moving so fast, like I can't read it. It's like Nick Merckx and Tim the Tap Man had a baby in my chat. Like it was just going. It was getting to the point where it was like it would go and then it would glitch and then it would like just move. And you just couldn't keep up with it. But meeting all those people in person and seeing everyone, there were so many people that cried when they met me. I'm a very awkward human being. And I can cry on cue just because of acting, but I don't know how to cope with that type of stuff. So when people would cry and they'd meet me just for an autograph, it was like super interesting because I've never experienced that. And usually content creators don't experience that.
No.
But that was a big eye opener that week that I was at PAX. And it was like changing the game. It was insane. But yeah, I would love to stream for that many people again. That'd be sick.
Oh,
It was so much fun.
I'm sure you'll get that moment again.
Oh yeah, I'm just waiting for PAX East. PAX East, I'll have another creator badge. I get creator badges to every event. So technically, I don't have to ever pay to go into events. I just get like a content VIP badge, pick up the day before, flash my bag, walk right in. And then usually with the content creator badges, you get like a media back pass. So that puts you into a media room. So no cameras, no cell phones, no autographs, nothing is allowed. Like you're allowed to just be in there with yourself to get away from the cameras. So yeah, that's really nice. I'm definitely going to probably utilize that more in the next one because I did not utilize that at PAX at all. And that was overwhelming. But it's really nice, like having people get out of their comfort zone and seeing me, you know, on the screen doing the show every single day and then finally seeing me in real life and nothing changes. I'm just tall.
You're just tall?
Yeah, I'm almost 6 foot. I'm like 5'8", 5'9".
Wow.
So I'm relatively tall. And people don't expect that in person at all. And then of course, if we go to a VIP show, which I always, when you have the content creator badge, you unfortunately have to go to these stupid VIP shows. So then you go there, you walk in through the front door, you do your photo shoot, and then you go and you mingle with everybody. And everybody is so short. I've noticed, like, there's so many short content creators. I never noticed that. I wonder if it's because we sit all day. I don't know. They are short. Are you short?
No, I'm about 5'9".
Oh, okay. See, I don't know. There's a lot of 5-footers out there, and it's crazy. And I never expected it until I'm starting to hug people at the belly button. Weird.
Yeah. Well, and that's why that's why if you ever get a chance to go to if you ever get a chance to these, I can't wait. I'm going to try to get to one this year. I was really hoping the rumors are true about TwitchCon being in Vegas, but I don't know if those are actually true or
I
not.
hope so, because I'm going.
I know, me too. Because my wife wants to go to Vegas, and I told her, I go, well, if it's true, I go, we're going to Vegas for TwitchCon, and because that's about the time she has a break for school and everything else. So
Yeah.
it's just like, yes. So if the rumors are true, I will be there, and hopefully, maybe I can set up a booth somewhere and do podcasts or conversations.
Yeah. They're not too hard to get. I ended up getting a booth. It was like 3 or 6,000 for 3 days. It wasn't too bad. Especially for the exposure you get. But yeah, it's not too shabby. I love gaming conventions. It's like the thrill of stepping out of like virtual and just going into reality and still being recognized. Because I mean, just because you're on the camera, like I hope we look the same in person. You know, like I mean, I get noticed every time I leave the damn house.
Yeah.
I mean, it's to the point where I'm just like, hey, hood up.
Yeah.
You know,
Don't
this
see
is weird. Like I'm not gonna go anywhere. Like I mean, yesterday I was at TJ Maxx just buying a new bedspread, right? Overpriced as shit. And this guy notices me behind the counter, and I'm just like, yeah, no, I don't know. No, that's not me.
Never heard of her. What's Twitch?
Right. And then of course I was like, I'm just kidding. How are you? I was like hoping that they were just like, no, I didn't, because sometimes it gets sketchy. Like I get followed in HEB. Like I have people follow me, take pictures of me, and it's to the point where like I don't go to the HEB by my house.
Wow.
If I'm by an HEB and you see me in an HEB, I live on the other side of town. Just so you're aware. Like I'm not there. So it's crazy.
So have you had any problems with like stalking or anything like that?
Yes.
Have you?
Yes. A lot. A couple. 4. 4 or 5. Yeah. So actually it was at PAX South. I had this guy that I'm not going to say his name because he still comes in my chat sometimes, but he's a super creep. And I think you know 2 of them. But anyway, names aside, I got picked up and cradled like a baby. And I did not want to be picked up at all. But big old bulky, muscular man, 5'8", 5'9". I weigh, I don't know, 160, 180. And I was like paper.
Oh, wow.
He could have ran. And I just would have jiggled my way with him because there was no getting out. He was like Tarzan. And he picked me up. This was like 4 days before my breast cancer surgery, too. And then I don't know how many people followed me out of the PAX event and tried to coerce me to get back to their hotel room and then tell me that they would not let me leave their hotel room if they could get me back there. And I was like, y'all fuckers are crazy. You are crazy. Get away from me. And it got to the point now where when we go to events, I go with security. I do not go by myself. I have full security because it's like I can't get picked up and carried somewhere because I'll fight and kick and punch, but I don't want to have to do that in a public space. Because it's like not only does it make me feel awkward and embarrassed, like everyone's taking pictures.
Yeah.
Like it's super embarrassing. And then I've had multiple people like kiss me.
What?
Yeah. For no reason. Whether it's like side of the face, they're like coming in at weird angles and I don't know what to do with my body. And I'm like, no. And then they just don't care. And it connects wherever it connects. And I'm just
Holy
like,
shit.
what is going on? Why are you touching me? So yeah, the hug started going to like pound it
Yeah.
or like elbow because the hugging is great, but the hugging also creates like mental instability for
Yeah.
certain people.
Yeah.
Like they can't separate that. You watch me for content. If you have anything on the outside of that, you're on the wrong website. You know what I mean?
You.
And so it's
Wow.
like, you gotta go to a different website. And I'm not the one. But yeah, that's happened a couple of times where people tried to get me back to their hotel room and would not let me leave, would follow me through malls. We left PAX a day early because I had so many people follow me and they would not leave me alone. And they were all creepy men. And I was just like, you do realize I am a very loudmouth person. You are following me. Constant, hey, come to lunch with me, come to dinner with me. Hey, I have this taxi. Do you want to jump in? Like, why would I jump in a taxi with you? Like, why would I do that? No.
Holy shit.
I've seen the movies. I'm not going. Like, I'm not going. So yeah, I've had to create a lot of awkward restrictions because
No,
I'm younger.
yeah,
love
I don't blame you. It's even in Christmas.
Yeah, it's terrifying. And I think the scariest part is like there are so many women content creators that are so pretty. Like so pretty and they're so nice because they like just want all that money. So they're so nice to everybody. Me, I don't fucking care. I'll cuss out my whole community. I don't care. But they are so nice and I can't imagine what happens to them in those types of situations.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know? Cuz like I'll spit in someone's mouth and then punch them. So it's like that's wild that they probably wouldn't do that. And you know, like I don't know, it's wild. So I had to create restrictions.
Are you doing okay?